Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Ugandan podcast, brought to you by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance in partnership with MultiChoice Uganda. And if you're wondering why I'm dressed like I'm off to some amazing destination, you'd be right. Except this time the destination is the Pearl of Africa, Uganda. The conversation today is around content and tech and how we can use it for good and for tourism. So with me, I have some professionals in the field, starting with Conrad Goodman Kazoora, better known as DJ ChapART, and ChapART, a photographer of scenic views throughout Uganda. We have Arthur Lwamafa, who is the marketing segment manager for leisure and digital at the Uganda Tourism Board, and Joseph Byaruhanga, who is the head of marketing and branding at Roke Telkom. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Now, when it comes to tourism, you people exist in this space. This is your business. This is everything that you do. So let me start with you, Arthur. The Uganda Tourism Board's mandate is basically promoting Uganda as a premium tourist destination. Maybe we can start with your new vision, being given that you have new leadership in place, and what are your ideas on how to position Uganda as a premium tourist destination?
Yeah, thank you for having me on this podcast. It's a pleasure to be here to speak on a very important topic, the role of technology and how Uganda Tourism Board fits into this vision. As you know, Uganda Tourism Board just launched our new national marketing strategy, which covers the whole of Uganda, and it's really hinged on digital. What I have to say first is tourism is really digital.
Yes.
From the moment the tourists start their journey, all the way to on the phone, to the experiences they have, all the way to when they book and then they're going back to their home country. So tourism is really digital, and we really on the digital transformational journey as UTB. And this is why we're looking at content creators like my colleagues here, and looking at the technology platforms to leverage the Pearl of Africa, and for many other people to see the Explore Uganda brand out there as we roll it out all over the world. We're looking to deliver 1.5 million tourists this year, as we look at the National Development Program, the NDP 5, which gives us 5 million tourists by 2030. So we are really pushing digital to help deliver these targets. Thank you.
Oh, well, we appreciate that you're really moving with the times and not using traditional media. And now that we've gotten the big picture, maybe we can zoom in on the person who captures it. Conrad, your ChapART is very popular for capturing scenic views throughout Uganda, whether it's the lakes and we're all guessing, where is this? There's that beautiful picture of, I believe it was a Maasai man who was jumping straight up in the air. How do you select these places? What goes into the decision making to capture these pictures? Because I'm assuming it's not random.
Well, I don't select where I'm going. It's also not random, as much as it can look random. But I have this thing I do. It's a bit unconventional, where I just open Google Maps and run through where have I not gone in this country. And then find a way of getting there. But I rely heavily on locals. So when I get to certain places, because, most of the most beautiful places are not the ones you will see on the road. You'll not be there driving to Kavale and then you'll see everything in Kavale on the highway. Yes. So you have to ask the local, where can I see? I want to see this lake that does this. And then there's a bit of a hike. You have to be ready to walk and hike some certain distance, but I rely heavily on locals. And you can get, I've been places where in northern Uganda, if you've heard of a place called Lututuru.
I won't lie.
Not at all.
So when you get to Kitgum, you continue up to Lamu at the border of South Sudan and Uganda.
Okay.
I think this is a place where there's almost nothing. But it has a very big story because there were ruins of the old Ottoman Empire,
in Uganda.
Wow. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You won't even believe this. There are places, yes, exactly. So these are things you can't just know by reading online, and you have to go and be on ground and ask. There are places, even up there, there is a palace that Amin built.
What?
Back in the 70s, up there at Lamu. And this is folklore, but even the stories that you get from the locals, they tell you that Amin didn't call himself the conqueror of the British Empire by accident. Because apparently when he was hiding, he used to do retreats in that palace. And he had a very big chair that he had gotten from Britain.
Yeah.
And he, whenever would sit on it, he would tell people around him that, you see, now I'm a conqueror of the British Empire.
I used to carry him.
Yes. So I found that place actually, it's a very old, dilapidated, it's in the middle of nowhere completely. But of course, I cannot get this if I rely entirely on. So most of it is locals, 100%.
Oh, wow. I have so many questions. But no story is complete without connection.
Yes.
And I recently found out that you had launched, Roke Telkom had launched a travel SIM. What even is that? I mean, what's the difference between the SIM in my phone now and the travel SIM, and why should we have it?
Not far off, but just to give credit to the speakers, he mentioned 1.5 million tourists.
Yes.
That's the target.
Yeah.
Would love to appreciate and have those customers. Second, for ChapART, he mentioned using digital as like one of his go-to places. So I'm actually seeing how best we fit into this conversation and feed into each other.
Right.
Just like a conveyor belt. But yeah, to your question, just like any other SIM, it's a SIM. So there's a physical travel SIM, and then there's a e-travel SIM. So there are two different types depending on the time or the country that you're in. Also, the device, because your device is supposed to be e-enabled for you to be able to access the e-functionality.
Right.
So yeah, we most recently launched it. We are in 180 plus countries globally and still growing. And all you just have to do is have a functional phone that has the capability for the eSIM, and you can be able to just access it by a click of a finger or just a QR code scan. So we launched that at Powate, that was the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo.
Yes.
We are currently doing the reseller model. So the reseller model is looking at lodges, content creators, looking at all these people who are stakeholders within the tourism space. We are getting them on board because they have accessibility to all these tourists.
Right.
So as long as I can just give them a database that they could easily access, and, if they're selling a package, the eSIM is also embedded. So imagine it's a family. It's just only just to make the experience a little more better and affordable.
Right.
Yeah.
Because actually connectivity is one of the biggest problems.
Definitely.
You're coming from out of the
ChapART
country.
has traveled quite a number of times. I'm sure you also have traveled. What's the first thing that you actually look for whenever you reach the airport?
Airport Wi-Fi.
It's connectivity.
Yes.
So you just imagine you're at Uganda airport, you just scan the QR code, you get the
Have a SIM
application.
card.
Of course, you're supposed to use like credit card, debit card, Visa, PayPal, whatever payment platform that you actually have. You access it, just go to your settings, activate the eSIM, roaming, and you're good to go. Plus, there's a lot of transparency because there's also an application for it. And once you have it, you can definitely see how best you've consumed the data. Nowadays, in fact, today, we don't know how our data is being consumed or by the applications that we use. But here, there's a lot more transparency.
Also, it actually shows how much of your data is being consumed by the different apps as well.
Yes.
Well, that's very convenient.
There you have it. Well, it's innovation.
We
can do it alone. We can do it alone. We have to do it alone. We have to do it with all these. We have to do it with all of them.
Thank you for saying that, actually, that you can't do it alone. I mean, the Uganda Tourism Board have the big picture and they're feeding into what you both do. So I'd like to ask Arthur, what are the ways that the Uganda Tourism Board is supporting local content creators in promoting Uganda as a tourist destination? How are you supporting private tech companies to help your 1.5 million goal?
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so Uganda Tourism Board, really, our mandate is we private sector led. We really help to support the private sector to do their businesses, and that tourism is one of the biggest drivers for our GDP. So what we're doing right now is we're working a lot with content creators. We're right now running a campaign called Uniquely Ours, which is a digital-led campaign that has had a lot of influencers from Ankomo, Lucy Smith, and a lot of nano influencers, the smaller ones, amplifiers to amplify the message. And we want to do a lot more in the new financial year, looking at different products like the sports, like AFCON, it's coming, Chan. We're going to have a lot of events coming in. So our call is to content creators out there. We want to work with ChapART. And then so many other things. So we're going to run a campaign that is basically content creator-led, user-generated-led. It's not whatever you have, whatever content you have, share it with us, and then we maybe be able to give away some offers. So it's a user-generated campaign we want to work with. Now, for other private sector players, we work a lot with the telecoms. Roke Telkom is that's one of the biggest products we want to work with. Tourism SIM cards, because yes, infrastructure is a big issue. Yeah, so a lot of these, so like we're taking people on the farm trips, and they want access. They want to show off, because one of the pillars in our strategic plan, the new strategic plan, is showing off brand storytelling. Yeah, and you cannot tell your story without the phone, without the internet. And then one of the other pillars is iconic experiences. So these experiences talked about is we need to tell our story as Uganda, because the rest of the world is really out there. We need to catch up. So stories like Idi Amin's story, those iconic experiences, we need to share those experiences. So we are private sector, and we're working a lot with all these private sector people. Thank you.
Yeah, and part of storytelling, it has so many elements. I mean, the Ugandan podcast has the audio and visual elements. So someone is listening to all of these incredible things, and they're going to come through.
That's true.
But Conrad, your medium of choice was photography. So you chose visual storytelling. Why was that your medium of choice, and how important has it been in your experience?
I can go all day about that question, completely all day, because photography for me was one of the things, because when I was back in architecture school, we used to use a lot of photography media. And whenever you'd get to the design board, photograph, because many times you don't have time to go to site to see all these places. And when you're designing for them, you find yourself looking at so many photographs because you're trying to immerse yourself in that place. So it kind of was a skill that I acquired over time. And I just started doing it. Like I would be traveling, I would take as many photographs as I can. And then somehow lockdown started and there was no work to do. It was the best hanging fruit I think the best venture I've ever made. Because I had a lot of this content and I commercialized it. I started moving around, taking photographs, but it unlocked, places that I didn't even think personally. In my ordinary me, ChapART, I cannot be there. You find me there in Chidepo doing what? No, you get it? So it was an escape, but it was one of those things that helped me. The tourism part and the whole photography helped me be as expressive as I could and earn from it as well. So I don't know if that...
It does.
It does, definitely.
And there may be the importance of visual storytelling.
Well,
because you could have taken these pictures for people and then given them to them privately.
No, personally,
art.
It is very... Should I say it gives so much content, like personal content, because it is a very artistic process that many people overlook. You think it's just about clicking the picture and what. There's a lot of work that goes into it, planning, but also vision of knowing like what would look nice in this particular place, what would, and it became important not just to me but also to the people I was working with around me. My best, I can go all day, but my best example was at the beginning of last year, I went to a place called Dolwe Island. I don't know
Still
if
here in Uganda.
Yes.
I swear I feel like I'm
lost
not living here.
No, seriously. And this is, I think, one of the reasons why it excites me so much, because I bring new things.
Yes.
If you've never heard of Dolwe Island, let me teach you, please. I would love this because I'm also a teacher in my other life. On Lake Victoria, people only know Kalangala and maybe Buvuma, Pineapple Bay. There are a multitude of islands in the lake that you have never heard of, but are 10 times better. They are just slightly difficult to get to. So Dolwe Island, you have to pass Mayuge, and you get to Is that Namaiva? Not Namaiva. Namayu. So there's a district there just after Mayuge. There's a ferry, MV Sigulu, that goes to Dolwe Island twice a week. And you have to catch,
Twice.
Yes,
Okay.
twice a week. And you have to catch it at 8 a.m. That means you have to leave Kampala at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes, so you
Or the
to
day
be there,
before.
to be there for the ferry.
exactly.
There's no hotels or what anywhere in between. So when you get to that ferry, it's about a 4-5 hour ferry ride to get to that island. But once you get there, it's a very amazing place. It has very massive boulders that stick out of the water. There's no like land. It's just huge rocks, boulders. And what makes this place really interesting, it has very ancient, it has there's even a signpost of UNESCO World Heritage. They are cave paintings from the early, yes.
In Uganda.
In Uganda. They are rock paintings, very ancient rock paintings. I think they are dated from the 1300s or something like that. And I mean, I would have never found this.
Yes.
So, that alone aside, this is a place that has almost absolutely no accommodation. Should I say, there's no hotel you can lodge there. So there's this guy I found who had 2 rooms, and he was willing to give me one of his boys' quarters and the like. And I stayed for the weekend, going, taking my photographs. And it's, by the way, best place to take, if you want to take Milky Way photography, it's the night sky, best place because there's no light for hundreds of kilometers. It's completely dark. But that's besides the point. So this guy, when I was there, he was trying to start a hotel, but he had 2-3 rooms. So when I came back from that experience and I posted my photographs I made, because I make very big paintings, very big pieces, everyone was asking where is that? So all of a sudden, this guy now had an influx of guests, which rooms he didn't have.
Wow.
And in less than a year, he has built now almost 15 rooms.
That's impact.
You get?
That's impact.
Yes, just from that content. Because I did a long thread. If you saw it on Twitter, I did a very long thread of how to get there. But it was basically a visual piece. So it became important for now to him, you get, because I helped him get his tourism, his hotel
Business.
to start. So it is not just to me, but also for the content I create around.
So it's not even just touring Uganda, but it's actually improving livelihoods of people.
Yes, absolutely. It has very, very big impact. So I don't take it for granted what I do.
And neither do we. Thank you for that. Well done.
Building Uganda.
But at least I'm talking about Dolwe Island.
And now part of your experience obviously would need to be facilitated by connectivity, because even if you're going there for that, you need to be able
I was offline. I was completely offline for 5 days.
For some days.
Yes.
So now that gives Joe some work to do
Most
in terms of
definitely.
creating
We have been
connectivity.
doing work in the past
Yes.
though, but it's baby steps. And again, I repeat, we can't do this alone.
Right.
It's a collective effort with UCC, with bodies like UTB, with the ministry. Once us guys are to come together and just put our heads and resources together, believe me, all remote places that even ChapART has been to, they'll be connected.
Right.
But of course, we're still cooking with the right partners. We're going to reach such places.
Now for the connectivity, let me say the connectivity enabled areas, other than convenience, being able to call home and whatever, how can being connected through the travel SIM actually improve the overall tourist experience as well?
So there are a number of advantages to it. First of all, it's hassle-free. Okay, this is for both inbound and outbound.
So I can also buy it if I'm going out.
Yes. You can even buy it from
Okay.
you can buy it from here. Let's say you're going to a destination like, say, Peru for, I don't know, anniversary or something like that. You can download the application right now. You plan ahead. You could buy for a day. You could buy for 3 days. You could buy for a week, depending on your data consumption and depending on how long you're going to be there. So once you're to get to Peru, the airport, just like this.
I'm connected.
Just go to your settings, enable roaming, and you're good to go. Everything is just clear cut. So it's hassle-free. You don't make lines. Again, like I repeated, transparency. You can definitely know how much you're using of data, what you're left with. What other things are there to it? It's safe. Let's say if you're traveling alone, of which ChapART usually travels alone. Whenever if you're traveling alone and you don't know where you are, for some reason you can actually get lost. I mean, you have access to Google Maps and everything else, Uber and all these things. You're good to go. Then also, it being cost effective, most definitely.
Yeah.
Traveling is very expensive. Have you ever tried getting a SIM card? Like, let's say if you go to Dubai, the hassle that you go through, that's time. And again, most of the time, when most of us were tourists, when you're going, you're either working online or once you're offline, definitely you're just out of the picture.
Stranded. You don't know where you are.
So these are some of the perks that we actually come with and seeing how best we can elevate and also extending connectivity to untapped places like what he said, Dowell Place. So we're going to be partnering with a lot more lodges, a lot more people that embrace tourists so that we could improve on the experience, really. Yeah.
Okay, so let's stay on that tech angle when it comes to you, Arthur. You spoke about the Uniquely Ours campaign that you're working with content creators and how you expressed interest in working with the travel sim as well. Sure. Is there any other ways that you're leveraging technology when it comes to promoting tourism to Uganda?
Thank you very much. The power of technology in tourism is really amazing. And yes, we are using a lot of other ways with players like Roke Telkom, for example, big data analytics. We rely a lot on a platform we use, Hootsuite, a lot of other platforms. But big data enables us to really know what our consumers' trends are like, what they want to do, and then we're able to target them better. We do a lot of mobile-based surveys to just understand their sentiments and what they really want to do. We've launched the Explore Uganda mobile app, and that app is able to just be able to on your phone, you able to download it and just know how to get around Uganda, especially for tourists. And these are tools we work with. Sectors like telecoms and Roke Telecoms. We are doing a lot. A lot of people have been asking Uganda Tourism Board in the terms of return on investment, your conversions.
Yes.
So we working with partners like Roke Telkom, Tripesa, Expedia. We now doing a booking platform, a locally based booking platform, so that we're able now to deliver packages for Ugandans and just show how much conversions or revenue we bring into the country, especially for the local-based third-party platforms like Tripesa and the data centers like Roke Telecoms has.
Oh,
yes,
that's important as well.
Yes,
I see where that could go.
Yeah, I would also like to just chip in. There are 2 points, There's one that he mentioned when it comes to partnering with people like players like telcos. So for Roke Telkom, there's something called the Internet of Things. Many people have heard of it, but it's really, really diverse and versatile. We're already into that space. So, for instance, have you ever gone gorilla tracking? Have you been one of that lot, like, you go and you fail to first see gorillas. You don't know where exactly they are. So like with the things with the Internet of Things, it's easy for us to be able to partner with like UTB and have these gadgets attached to them.
To the gorillas?
It could be the gorillas. It could be whichever. You name it. Yeah, partnering with them and just being able to know where they are. Even if it's health, you could also tell the health of the animal, the habits, the patterns, all these other things just add value to the experience for the various tourists on board. Then when it comes to tracking, some people get stuck. Yes. You know how remote those places are, that, like, I don't know, tires, the engine bursts and everything, but being able to track and know exactly where they are, that also comes into play.
Right.
Things like the CCTV, security precautions and things like that. These are part of the things that we are working on and ensuring that we get Uganda up there into the map. Because
Also,
many a time we take these things for granted, but yeah.
so you're even able to position Uganda as a tourist destination, a safe
Safe,
tourist
yes,
destination.
yes.
When I go gorilla tracking, I don't have to walk for 5 hours. I know exactly where the guy is and I can walk to
But
him.
if you go off gorilla tracker and you don't find the gorillas, call me. Just call me, because me, I know where they are.
There you
I
go.
know
There
the
you
Katwe
go.
family is there. I know where to find them. Right?
But yeah, but just to
Woma
add on
family is
to
there, I know.
that, because tourists are buying convenience. So they provide that convenience. You want to really get everything on you as seamless as possible.
Right.
So even with the payments, they want cashless payments.
Yes.
They want VR experience before they go out there.
Yep.
They want to experience those things. So really technology is making tourism much easier to sell out there. So we trying to work with people like that to just capture those on VR. We've been lucky to partner with Enabel that has given us equipment, VR and AR equipment. ChapART
There you go.
want to capture such content, and we don't have the
And
content.
I have a lot of 3D content, by the way.
Oh, great. Thank you.
I just wish you could combine both of you and make sure we don't get lost when we travel, because
But I thought
how
you
many
said
times I get lost. You've been talking about mapping, these guys. Yeah, no, let me tell you, Google Maps lies. Hey.
We are coming for you.
We can
We are
just
coming for you
connect with
big
you,
and
and then we know if I'm going here, because there are places you reach, there's a river. The road is going in the river.
Yeah, and Google Maps says-
where do you want me to go?
300 meters ahead.
Hey.
But actually, thank you for speaking to that, because I was going to be my next question to you. Challenges that you face in doing what you do, but even more than those challenges of Google Maps has entered the river. What are the challenges that you create in making this content, maybe being taken seriously, people actually paying you for your craft and appreciating it? What are those challenges?
I've been dying to have a platform to say something.
This is
I don't know which camera should I look at, because
they
it
have
has
to
been
be-
like 15 years of suffering. Suffering as now let me tell you. Kambabudire. The one thing that is difficult for us, me as personally as a photographer, I don't know about other content creators because they are different. Some are into other things, but specifically mine, which is in photography, tourism, and travel, it's a lot of mindset. Mindset is my biggest challenge, because every time somebody sees a camera like that, there's nowhere you're going to take pictures. There's absolutely nowhere you're going. So there's this thing that I cannot move freely in Uganda just to take pictures. There's always somebody asking me, what are you doing? Where's your ID? What is your clearance? Like, are you
In
pressed?
Uganda.
You get, yes, even just like there's a reason why in my catalog, I have very little in Kampala and Central, because that is where I meet the most challenges. And yet there are so many things I would love to document. But because me, I'm a normal freelancer, I cannot just walk up here on Kampala Road, set up my tripod and because there's some photographs that take almost 4 hours to shoot just one picture.
I've seen you do that. I also don't
Yes,
understand.
yes. It takes time. And somebody is always like there, and a soldier comes. Now, like, if you give an example, I was in Kazinga Channel 2 years ago, I had a client who needed photographs for lions. So I'm rushing, because I woke up late, I'm rushing to get to the park entry. I reach Kazinga Channel, and the sun is just coming up you could see as I'm crossing the bridge, the sun is coming up just next to my window here. And I start panicking, because this is
it.
crazy shot. So I park immediately and I run out of the cab of the car. I pull out my things. I'm panting. I'm there setting up things. And then, because the sun, you have a window of like 4 minutes to get it in the right. So I'm setting up. I'm there just next to the bridge of Kazinga. There are guys rowing boats to go, because they allow fishing 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. because it's in the park.
Okay.
So there are literally people racing in the water, like racing to go and cast their nets. And they're coming in the same direction now. For me, this is already a crazy composition. So I get my camera and I set up everything. I'm shaking. I try to take the picture, but I couldn't get from the angle I needed. I had to get somewhere towards the bridge, get on the bridge. I had to climb certain things I will not mention. And then after taking the photograph, I find 2 soldiers He just there waiting for me. Hey,
Good job.
yes. Hey, Kuja, hey, what? Then I had to delete almost everything I had. But imagine the effort, the passion I had in the moment disappeared. I went home, I wanted to cry. There are places I've been to, like I wanted to get a photograph of the night sky in Kampala, contrast with the sunset. I went to Naguru Hill somewhere in Naguru. I couldn't get the right place. I went to Zambia. I got a very perfect place. Some guy just showed up with a gun. Yes, he just showed up with a gun. He's like, what are you doing? I told him, I'm taking this here. I showed him what I'm doing. Then the guy is like, okay. The guy went and just brought a gun. He's like, you can't take photographs here. I went home when I was literally just shaking. You get it? Yes, there are other challenges, in the field. But to me, in my field, it is the most difficult thing to deal with. Because people, like the countries I've been to, in Rwanda, in Tanzania, once you see with the camera, you take. There's a time I even went, the president was giving a speech at the convention center in Kigali. I pulled out the camera. This is something you can't do here. Outside here.
Yeah, you have to be check screened.
The soldier was saying, what are you doing? I told him, photograph. The guy's like, I don't take. What do you want? Put me, stand there. You even brought a soldier to help me. You get. So there's the mindset here, because if they look at it like I've come to steal their things. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to deal with. And frankly, I don't know how to deal with it. But it's the biggest challenge. I wish the person who wanted to shoot me can watch this podcast.
I think through the ministry of ICT.
Well, things like this, when you
tourism.
express those challenges, then we can find workarounds to support, because ultimately what you're doing helps the country. And it's feeding into that 1.5 million. But now, back to you, Arthur. When you accomplish the goal of 1.5 million tourists, we know that quantity isn't always quality.
True.
Sometimes people will come for the wrong reasons. Sometimes people will come and maybe would cause more harm than good, their presence being in the country. I mean, we have AFCON coming up, and that's going to bring a lot of numbers and Chan and so on and so forth. But part of UTB's mandate is also to promote sustainable and responsible tourism. How are you going to do something like that?
Yeah, thank you so much again. You talked the right. Actually, our strategy, new strategy, is themed around sustainable tourism, and it's really about value over volume. Right. So this 1.5 million tourists value tourists. They're not volume, because if you look at Tanzania or Kenya, Tanzania did 3 million tourists in the last quarter, just 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're looking at the value, the money they're bringing in. Can they stay for 8 nights? Actually, we're looking at, because the average length of stay for tourists is around 1.5 days, 2 days. So we're looking for them to spend at least 8 days, to spend more. So it's more about the money, which is around 3.7 billion, other than the numbers, because all of our competitive advantage across East Africa, those guys have the numbers. You see big groups of wildlife, and there's so many tourists just all going to see the wildlife. According to our research, we've realized that a lot of tourists are tired of the mass numbers. They're looking for sustainable, few tourists, but you're able to sustain that wildlife for longer periods. So what Uganda Tourism Board, with other stakeholders, Uganda Wildlife Education, who are means of tourism, means of ICT, and all private sector, we're looking at how do we then sustain what we have as the Pearl of Africa, the wildlife, and programs like, say, in the Bwindi community, the Batwa, they have a revenue share from the gorillas, because gorilla is our biggest tourism product. And whoever tourist goes to Bwindi and all these other parks, there's a revenue share with the community. So that the community can be able to sustain and understand that wildlife is a source of income for them. Because those other guys, they used to, poach, eat. Some of them eat this wildlife. That's the way of life. So for them to change, like ChapART has said, the mindset, make it a revenue earner for them, so that it's sustainable for these wildlife, especially the gorillas and then others. So sustainability, as you said, is our key theme.
Yes.
So thank
value
you very
over
much for
volume.
Value over
maybe
volume.
another thing you can look into is opening up new areas, because people don't come to Uganda to look for animals, because they can find them in Kenya, they find them in TZ. Opening up newer areas, because there are places like I've been to, amazing story, amazing everything, but they are not what I call tourism ready. They have no facilities, they have no people, no guides. It's just a folklore you're relying on. So I think that would also be a very good venture for the UTB to go into, try to get some of these areas tourism ready, that people can actually start to visit. There's a road to go there. There is a place to stay. There are activities to do there, which I think would add so much value, as opposed to only focusing a lot on the animals, because frankly they are also tired of seeing people.
But again, to his program, I think that revenue share, I think it could be easily embraced. They could embrace you, and both of you could benefit in one or another.
And as we're talking about opening up these hotspots and, like you said, maybe offering support to less known areas and everything, telcos are also working to improve connectivity. You talked about the fact that you are cooking and you're planning on, preparing the way for us to track the Kato family of the gorillas and track engines and everything else. What other ways are you working on expanding connectivity to these different tourist places?
Well, already we have been doing this countrywide.
Okay.
The different hotspots. So we're trying to bridge the gap within the digital divide. We get different partners. Of course, UCC comes in because our Ministry of ICT, with our different programs, with our initiatives with startups, we do whatever it takes to ensure that we tap into these areas. Goodwill, because we're very big on CSR. The hashtag is Roke Gives Back. So with these initiatives, we have partnered with people like Hello World. So they have different booths. So you get a remote place, maybe it's a school, it's like a dome-shaped kind of thing, So we avail them with internet connectivity.
Okay.
We have partnered with different people that have given us gadgets, so we enable the community to access the internet, but of course under safety precautions. So in case like maybe you've studied something, you could come there, you could have the whole day. But because the gadgets are not as many, you're capped maybe to like an hour or two, but there's someone who is actually guiding you on how to use these. But again, it goes far beyond just the community, because that's just a Hello Hub, but the community around, we're availing rock spots. That's how we call it. It's a different product, where per gadget, you just access internet for as low as 1,000 shillings. So we have different Hello Hubs. They're called Hello Hubs, 22 plus countrywide, where we give people that accessibility to the internet, how best they could use it, and also it benefits the communities. And also these are also situated in places like the refugee camps. We're already big there. There's a story, actually, there's a story of a photographer who was who is a refugee. He's under the camp. But because of the internet, he learned how to capture, utilize maybe the moods, the hue, the saturation, you name it. So he used to leave the camp, then he would run to town to take pictures. Then with time, he started getting a community within town and he started having work. So he'd run back, access the internet, edits them, goes back to town, prints, and he makes money.
Oh, wow.
That was just a beautiful story, but there are so many others. He actually got married recently. So these are some of the things that we are doing. So just imagine if we have done that within our capacity. Imagine if we had a lot more stakeholders on board, and then we just divert that same strategy and implement it within the lodges or the tourism sector. So that's something that we are going to look deep into. Of course, focusing on our backbone and how best we can amplify this service. So so that we can actually grow together. Because Uganda is the way to go.
Yes,
for the first time,
It is.
I'm doing something that actually benefits the country. So I'm really excited. And with Juliana coming on board, I'm most definitely sure, because I know her work ethic. I've worked with her in the past. When she wants to get something, she'll actually get it done. So for a fact, yes, I'm very excited about the new journey we are going to have on board with the content creators, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
I like the linking, and thank
true,
you for saying that, you're doing something meaningful to the country. And I think ultimately that's the goal of even the Ugandan podcast. What would you have to say to someone who's maybe just starting out, maybe not necessarily as a photographer, but let's say, okay, for instance, someone who wants to create these photos that show off the scenic beauty of Uganda, that wants to create maybe videos, that wants to tell stories. What would you tell a young content creator who wants to enter the space to boost Uganda as a premium tourist destination?
I would tell them something very simple. Go home, drink water, and beat your chest. Be brave. The main thing is be brave and fearless, because my best work is also my most dangerous work. So it is a story of bravery and resilience in a sense of sorts, because there are places I've been, for example, I was in Kidepo over the weekend, this last weekend. There's a photograph I really want to take of there's a very tall rock in Kidepo where it's called Lion's Rock. And there's a photograph I've really been dying for a lot of time, a lot of my career, just to get that rock with the Milky Way galaxy.
Over it.
Yes, over it. And it happens only this time of the year. So unfortunately, the time I was there, it was in the new moon. The new moon, you can't take anything because the sky is bright because of the moon.
Yeah. It's actually
So I had to wait until 3 a.m. when the moon has set, and it's now completely dark. So I get out of my room. Of course, I arranged with a ranger.
I was about like,
with me, and we go. And I can tell you, it is the most, I think it's like the bravest thing I've ever done in my life. But even then, I didn't do it. I didn't beat it easily, because you be literally in the middle of nowhere.
In the dark.
In the complete, because this is a photograph you cannot take with any slight light. So you get the lights off, car off, everything, and you just set up and just take it in. Just be there for the next 2 hours. Because it's a long exposure. Yes. Because it's a long exposure photograph. So the camera must be open for an extended period of time as it's tracking the movement of the sky. Yeah. So you spend time just there. Now, in that period when you're there,
it's you and God.
you can be like this, because you're just here in the bush. Woo, you're like, food there. You get it?
Yeah.
But let me tell you, it is also one of those things that you will do this and go home and have nothing after that experience.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready to get heartbroken very many times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I travel places, I go spend 5-6 days, and you don't get what has taken you. There's a gentleman who wanted very huge photographs of tree climbing lions. I found the lions, yes, in a shasha, deep. In a shasha. They were there, but they didn't climb. They were there just
They were chilling.
How do you tell the lion man, climb the tree? You get? So we spent a week, money has gone, but you go home with nothing. You get? So it is a test of resilience. You have to be focused, because you can enter the field and get heartbroken your first 2-3 months and leave.
Yes.
Because you feel like, but the value comes with a lot of resilience, I would say. Of course, you have to be prepared. Some guys will threaten to shoot you. There are all those things that come in here and there. But yeah.
Be hard.
Just be humble.
Yes, be humble and be patient.
Drink water and bang your chest.
Yes. Like a gorilla.
And now, Arthur, for your parting shot, I would like for you to speak to the Ugandan involved in other areas. Maybe not necessarily the content creator, because we've already addressed that, but how else can an individual, maybe someone owns a lodge or is thinking of setting up some form of accommodation, short stay apartments or whatever, how can they work with UTB, show what they have off to promote the tourism, and how can UTB also support that Ugandan?
Thank you very much. So UTB has the mandate also to for investment, tourism investment promotion. Yes, so we are able to support, get you a license, get you a franchise, or link you to any hotel owner here, give you a feasibility study. We've worked with 4 Points Hotel. Yeah. We've brought in Marriott. So the opportunities are there. We're working closely with Uganda Investment Authority to put out those investment profiles that investors can come in. And like you clearly said, we have an infrastructure problem.
Yeah.
We don't have enough facilities, top end, and even medium range, especially in the park. So it's budget range. Yes, for domestic, yes, and weekend. So it's a big mandate, and we have the quality assurance department. We have the investment, our senior investment officer, who can be able to guide and help link you to opportunities. And we go out there to expose, to look for investors, just to put our investment profile in tourism out there. And then, like with our colleagues in telecom, we have an issue with masts, their infrastructure in terms of internet coverage. So it's also one of our big issues, but also a presidential directive. One of those things that are part of our 10 presidential directives that we have to deliver on in terms of infrastructure for telecom, but also hotels. And even we're working with CAA, the aerodromes, because, if you're on the road, it's like 8 hours just going on. And yet in Rwanda, it's just a few hours to get to see the gorillas. So yes, it's a big issue we're looking to in our new financial year. And I call upon all private sector people with our new management coming in to work with Uganda Tourism Board for investment to profile Uganda out there, put it out there. Let's have more hotels, more lodges, better infrastructure out there. And then for the content creators, Uganda Tourism Board is out there. Uganda is your canvas. Just come. Let's co-create. Let's innovate.
I don't know if you're the right person to ask about Kidepo Valley and the road that goes there, because
Every person.
I don't know. You never know. You might go there and then there's somebody near him and tells him, man, that road of Kidepo, at least if you can fix from Kitgum to Karenga, we shall be fine, because that place is amazing. It's like, to me, the best place in Uganda. To be. You will see like some I can't even explain, but getting there.
Yeah.
Ooh, if it rains now, today, tomorrow, you see. So, and it's such an amazing,
Well, that's all the long-term solution.
It's one of those tourism roads that are upcoming.
And for you, Joseph, I would also like for you to speak to the Ugandan individual. You have connectivity solutions. You're in the business of connection.
Yeah.
How can the individuals leverage your solutions to help UTB's mandate in promoting Uganda as a tourist destination? Maybe in the way that Conrad does, or in other ways. How can we utilize your tech to position ourselves as the place to be?
We are fully Ugandan owned. That's why it's called the Ugandan Podcast. That said, we are doing whatever it takes to uplift Ugandans. If you need connectivity, cloud services, co-location, Wi-Fi, fiber, cloud, host, web hosting, you name it, please come to me. Byaruhanga Joseph, not James. Don't get this twisted. Byaruhanga Joseph. When you reach Roke Telkom online, or reach out, I'll be able to help you, give you value-added services, and of course, the best competitive prices. That said, let's uplift Uganda together. We cannot do this alone, but it just starts with you.
So how do we, now you've given me your eSIM, what can I do to show that Uganda is the place to be?
For the eSIM, of course, my reach or our reach as Roke Telkom, we could only just reach so many.
Yeah.
But imagine we get these various stakeholders and their reach.
Right.
Trust me, it could just be mind-blowing. So if we could get maybe the mandate on board. No, because actually Kigali is pushing it as a country. The eSIM, the travel SIM, sorry. Kigali is pushing it as a country. We're just an entity within a scope of entities and organizations. Just think about it. So if it's mandated that Roke Telkom would be at the forefront of spearheading this, trust me, believe me, we shall reach far and wide.
I think that eSIM thing should take off even as yesterday because I mean, as somebody who travels a lot, I have to get to the airport, buy a SIM card because here you do everything even before you travel. So that
you just
land. You land like this, you're already connected. You can.
And again, the best part about it, it's a lifetime SIM. Even if you have to change gadgets, it remains in your phone.
Okay.
So like, let's say for him, he's one person who at least I know because I follow him quite a lot. He will go to, let's say, for example, let's say he was in Ethiopia, but he's just going to get that side of maybe Ethiopia, and then maybe he could come to Sudan and things like that. He can get that cover within that scope, or like 4 countries. He's going to
without necessarily having to change.
Without changing, you just get that region covered by, and just keep moving from country to country to country, and you're still on the same.
And this
network.
is a Ugandan-owned company.
And it's a Ugandan-owned company.
Yeah,
and again with the reseller model,
like
like let's say the people who are owning lodges and things like that, please come to us. We onboard you, and you can still sell this to the different tourists that you're actually getting. And of course, there's a commission for you in there. And for everybody, because we can't grow alone. You have to grow with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you grow them too.
Well, definitely. And also expound on the experience that the tourists are having, as opposed to having 1 day of insufficient connectivity.
Yes.
They could stretch it to 7 days.
Right. Thank you for that, gentlemen. But before I release you back into the Pearl of Africa, what are you listening to now? We want to know the Ugandans that are currently on your playlist. Let me start with you, Conrad.
This is a DJ. That's very unfair.
Give me your top 2 Ugandan songs at the moment, or maybe Ugandan artists.
There's that small boy. What's it called?
John Koye, Jesse.
What is the name of that guy? You know him?
I know him, but the name has...
All right, Arthur, who are you enjoying
thank you.
now?
I'm enjoying the new Baby Cool's latest song. I hear it a lot playing, and his journey is amazing. He's been a legend, and I like that. He's truly Ugandan.
So Baby Cool is it for you?
Yeah, Baby Cool is good.
And which Ugandan is serenading you, sir?
Me, guys are going to hate. That's the only problem. But Baraka, surely, he's having it.
He's talented.
He's having it for me.
That's true, yeah.
You the lighter.
I found my guy. It's called Ambroy. It's called Ambroy.
And do you know what the song is called?
It's called Baboys.
Baboys.
With 256. You know, these days I'm into West because I'm from the Western region, and we don't have so many Westerners who are like shining the way. So when I hear a guy there singing Samuel Nyankole, I first get excited.
He's made you very happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for your efforts in promoting Ugandan tourism, putting us on the map in such a major and significant way. And thank you for watching the Ugandan podcast. Please do stay connected to us through whatever method that you have, and help us promote Uganda as the place to be. Until then, stay blessed.